Imagine Disney's most expensive film ever made. A $20 million space epic featuring a mad scientist, killer robots, and a journey into cosmic oblivion. The black hole opens with breathtaking visuals of a massive research vessel teetering on the edge of a black hole, but audiences quickly discovered that stunning effects couldn't mask a story spinning wildly out of control. When The Black Hole premiered in December 1979, Disney was desperately trying to shed its squeaky clean family image. This was post-Star Wars, post-Close Encounters,
Vincent!
and Disney wanted their piece of the sci-fi blockbuster pie. They were attempting their first PG-rated film, marking a bold departure from safe G-rated territory. The studio was convinced they could compete with the space operas dominating Hollywood. With that massive $20 million budget, Disney's most expensive production to date, the film managed only $35 million worldwide. That disappointing return effectively killed Disney's sci-fi ambitions for over a decade. So what went wrong? How did a movie with groundbreaking visual effects, serious dramatic actors, and unlimited Disney resources become such a spectacular failure? Today, we're exploring why The Black Hole became Disney's most beautiful disaster. Let's start with what Disney absolutely nailed. The Black Hole's visual effects were genuinely groundbreaking. This was the first major live-action film to use extensive computer graphics. The black hole itself was created using revolutionary digital techniques that put other studios to shame. The swirling cosmic vortex still looks impressive today. The production design is where the film truly shines. The USS Cygnus feels like a floating Gothic cathedral. Massive chambers stretch into darkness. Religious imagery covers every surface. The contrast between ships tells its own story. The sterile Palomino represents rational science. The Baroque Cygnus represents obsession run wild. The robot designs are genuinely iconic. Maximilian with his spinning blade arms is pure nightmare fuel. His red eyes glow with malevolent intelligence. The humanoid robots move with eerie grace. Even the cute robots like Vincent have personality that Disney's animated films would envy. These aren't just machines, they're characters in their own right. Director Gary Nelson pioneered new blue screen techniques that other films would copy for years. The elaborate miniature work created vast spaceship interiors on sound stages. Matte paintings extended sets into infinity. The technical craftsmanship was absolutely first-rate. Disney spared no expense on making this look spectacular. But here's where everything started falling apart. Nelson faced an impossible creative mandate. Disney executives wanted their first adult sci-fi film, but they were terrified of alienating family audiences. The result feels schizophrenic. Moments of genuine cosmic horror get interrupted by comic relief robots. Serious philosophical discussions about God and science get undermined by cartoonish violence. The script went through countless rewrites. Writers tried to balance 2001-style philosophical depth with Star Wars adventure thrills. Neither approach got proper development. The film wants to be Moby Dick in space, but it also wants to be a fun family adventure. These goals are fundamentally incompatible. Disney's inexperience with serious science fiction shows throughout. They knew how to make family entertainment. They had no idea how to handle complex adult themes. The studio kept second-guessing itself. Every dark moment gets softened. Every serious scene gets lightened with humor. The pacing suffers from this identity crisis. Important plot points get rushed. Trivial comedy scenes drag on forever. The film can't decide what it wants to be. Is it a psychological thriller about obsession? Is it a space adventure for kids? The confusion is palpable in every scene. Production problems mounted as filming progressed. The elaborate sets looked amazing, but were impractical for filming. Actors struggled with dialogue that explained concepts rather than dramatizing them. The ambitious scope kept expanding, while the story kept shrinking. Disney had created a technical masterpiece, wrapped around a narrative disaster. Cast. The performances in The Black Hole reveal a talented cast struggling with impossible material. Maximilian Schell anchors the film as Dr. Reinhardt. Schell brings genuine gravitas to the role. He's channeling Captain Nemo's obsession with cosmic ambition. Watch him in the dinner scene where he explains his philosophy. Schell sells Reinhardt's megalomania without going completely over the top, but even Schell can't overcome the dialogue problems. He's constantly explaining his motivations instead of demonstrating them. The script tells us he's brilliant and dangerous. It never shows us through action. Schell does his best with exposition-heavy monologues, but he's delivering scientific lectures instead of dramatic scenes. Anthony Perkins brings his trademark nervous energy to Dr. Durant. Perkins was perfect casting for a scientist slowly realizing he's trapped with a madman. His growing paranoia feels authentic. The way he questions Reinhardt's methods shows genuine intellectual curiosity, but his character exists mainly to ask questions and look worried. Perkins deserved better material. Robert Forster and Joseph Bottoms play the heroic crew members. Both actors are competent professionals doing their best, but their characters are interchangeable, bland leading men. Forster gets to be slightly more heroic. Bottoms gets to be slightly more scientific. Neither gets a real personality or memorable character arc. They're plot devices in human form. Ernest Borgnine provides comic relief that feels completely out of place. Borgnine was a skilled character actor who could handle both drama and comedy. But his jokes land with a thud in what should be serious cosmic horror. The tone shifts are jarring. One moment we're contemplating the nature of evil. The next moment, Borgnine is cracking wise about robots. The film's most memorable scene showcases both its potential and problems. It's Reinhardt's revelation about his crew's fate. The discovery that his robots are actually lobotomized humans is genuinely disturbing. Schell plays the moment with chilling matter-of-factness. The body horror implications are sophisticated and dark, but the film immediately undermines this moment with comic relief. The serious implications get brushed aside for action sequences. The script won't commit to its own dark concepts. It's afraid of genuinely disturbing family audiences. The climactic journey into the black hole demonstrates the cast's commitment to impossible material. The actors have to convey cosmic transcendence through religious imagery and psychedelic visuals. They're performing against green screens, trying to sell concepts the script can't properly explain. Their earnest attempts at profundity become unintentionally comedic. These performances connect to the film's themes about obsession and playing God. Schell effectively shows how genius can become destructive when unchecked by morality. But the script won't let him be truly threatening. Disney's family-friendly instincts kept pulling back from genuine darkness. Here's the casting story that explains everything. Disney wanted serious dramatic actors to legitimize their sci-fi ambitions. Schell had just won an Oscar. Perkins was a respected character actor, but Disney had no idea how to write material worthy of their talents. They got great actors and gave them a confused script that served neither family entertainment nor adult drama. The critical reception of The Black Hole tells the story of beautiful ambition meeting narrative confusion. Roger Ebert gave it 2 stars out of 4. He praised the visual spectacle while savaging the story. Ebert wrote that it was a lavishly produced sci-fi movie that's more fun to look at than think about. That became the standard critical response. Great effects, terrible script. Variety was even harsher. They called it an expensively mounted sci-fi adventure that never quite decides what it wants to be. The Hollywood Reporter noted the technical achievements, but found the story muddled and pretentious. Critics could see Disney's ambition. They just couldn't understand what the studio was trying to accomplish. The film opened in December 1979 against serious competition: Star Trek. The motion picture had grabbed the sci-fi audience's attention. The Black Hole felt like Disney trying too hard to be something they weren't. Opening weekend brought in only $4 million. Word of mouth was brutal. Audiences were genuinely confused by the film's identity crisis. Families expecting Disney magic found cosmic horror and philosophical discussions. Science fiction fans expecting serious space opera found comic relief robots and simplified dialogue. The PJ rating attracted neither children nor adults effectively. Disney had created a movie for nobody. The film's controversial elements centered on its surprisingly dark content. The lobotomized crew revelation genuinely disturbed viewers. Maximilian's violent death was intense for Disney standards. Some parents complained about nightmare-inducing imagery. The studio had pushed boundaries they weren't prepared to defend. International releases faced additional problems. Some countries trimmed the violent sequences. Others questioned the religious imagery in the black hole journey. The film became even more disjointed in edited versions. Disney's global appeal worked against adult-oriented content. But something interesting happened over the decades. Home video gave the black hole a second chance. Viewers discovering it on cable or VHS weren't burdened by theatrical expectations. They could appreciate it as a unique curiosity. The visual effects aged remarkably well. The production design looked even more impressive on repeated viewings. Critics began reassessing the film in the 1990s. Some found merit in its ambitious failure. The Gothic imagery and religious themes gained appreciation from film scholars. It became a fascinating artifact of Disney's brief attempt at serious adult entertainment. Modern audiences have a more complex relationship with the film. They can see what Disney was attempting, even when the execution fails. The visual spectacle translates well to high-definition formats. Younger viewers appreciate its unique weirdness without expecting conventional storytelling. Here's a hidden detail most viewers miss. The film contains extensive references to Dante's Inferno. The black hole journey literally represents descent into hell. Characters face judgment for their earthly obsessions. This sophisticated literary framework was buried under confused execution. Disney created art house concepts with blockbuster expectations. The black hole's influence on later works is more technical than narrative. Its groundbreaking computer graphics influenced the entire industry. Films like Tron and The Last Starfighter, built on Disney's digital effects work. The elaborate miniature techniques became standard practice for space films throughout the 80s. Its Gothic production design can be seen in darker sci-fi films like Event Horizon and Pandorum. But the film's story problems served as a cautionary tale. Studios learned that high-concept science fiction needed strong characters and clear vision. Disney's identity crisis became a template for what not to do. The film proved that spectacular visuals couldn't compensate for confused storytelling. Television science fiction borrowed more successfully from the film's concepts. Shows like Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine explored similar themes about obsession and scientific ethics. They had episodic formats that could develop complex ideas properly. The black hole's concepts worked better with room to breathe. The film's themes about scientific obsession feel remarkably current today. We live in an era of space billionaires and unchecked technological ambition. Elon Musk's Mars obsession echoes Dr. Reinhardt's cosmic megalomania. The warnings about technology without humanity resonate more strongly now than in 1979. Modern AI development makes the film's robot themes surprisingly relevant. The lobotomized crew represents fears about human consciousness being digitized or replaced. Current discussions about AI consciousness echo the film's questions about what makes someone truly alive. The black hole exists today as Disney's most notorious sci-fi failure. It's a reminder of the studio's brief attempt to make serious adult entertainment. The film represents a road not taken for Disney. What if they had committed to mature storytelling instead of retreating to safer family content? Disney Plus has given the film unexpected new life. Algorithm recommendations introduce it to viewers after they watch other classic sci-fi. These accidental discoveries create renewed interest in Disney's strangest experiment. Younger audiences appreciate its visual splendor without expectations about narrative coherence. Small but dedicated fan communities have emerged online. They analyze the religious symbolism and production design. Some treat it as an underappreciated artistic statement rather than failed entertainment. Reddit threads dissect its Dante references and philosophical themes. The film has gained cult status among viewers who appreciate ambitious failures. Recent advances in CGI technology spark occasional speculation about remaking the black hole. Modern effects could realize the cosmic concepts more effectively. A stronger script could balance the adult themes with accessible storytelling, but Disney's focus on franchise properties makes this unlikely. The film's real legacy is as a beautiful disaster that showcased Disney's technical capabilities while highlighting their creative limitations. It proved that good intentions and unlimited budgets couldn't guarantee success. Sometimes ambition exceeds ability regardless of resources. The black hole isn't just Disney's most expensive failure. It's a cautionary tale about how spectacular visuals and ambitious concepts can't compensate for fundamental storytelling problems. It's a reminder that some films are destined to be remembered more for what they attempted than what they achieved. What do you think? Could the black hole succeed with modern filmmaking techniques and clearer vision? Or are some concepts just too ambitious for their own good? Was this Disney's missed opportunity to become a serious sci-fi studio? Or proof that they should stick to their strengths? Share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more deep dives into the sci-fi films that reached for the A stars but couldn't quite get there.